I am jealous, jealous to excess, even of the air surrounding you. I've suppressed this feeling in my heart all this time without ever letting it be known. But now I couldn't hold back anymore, and I was forced to tell you, because I was suffering terribly.
Enrico Caruso, the name that resonates through music history as the greatest tenor of the 20th century. A voice that crossed oceans, theaters, and generations, enchanting the entire world. But behind that legendary voice, behind the triumphs at the Metropolitan Opera in New York and the pioneering recordings that revolutionized the music industry, was a man of extraordinary emotional complexity. His letters, over 4,000 pages of correspondence, reveal the Caruso the public never saw. Fragile, passionate, jealous, tender. A man who loved with the same intensity with which he sang, who suffered when away from his loved ones, who poured his deepest torments onto paper. Yet while everyone knows his immortal voice, almost no one speaks of Caruso's epistolary dimension. His private, intimate side remains hidden behind his fame. This is the first English-language documentary focusing on this unique and little-explored aspect of his life. Today, we enter his intimacy, between the lines that never made it to the stage. Livorno, 1897. A promising young tenor meets a soprano with a luminous talent. He is Enrico Caruso, 34 years old, rising in the world of opera. She is Ada Giachetti, refined voice and magnetic presence. Between them blooms an overwhelming passion, made of music, dreams, and shared secrets.
Fleeting hours passed like the wind. Just thinking about it drives me crazy. I live for you, and to be finally united one day. And to have you called before the world Mrs. Giachetti Caruso. Happiness, why do you make me wait?
The relationship between Caruso and Ada isn't just a love story, but also a bold challenge against the conventions of the time. Ada is married, mother of a child. Their union scandalizes late 19th century Italian society, rigidly anchored to traditions. But the two defy everything and everyone, pursuing a happiness that transcends every social obstacle. In his early letters, Caruso already reveals the emotional intensity that would characterize all his correspondence. Burning desire, passionate promises, dreams of a life together away from prejudice. Their careers often separate them. While Caruso travels from theater to theater, conquering increasingly prestigious audiences, his thoughts constantly return to Ada. Distance becomes a daily torment, an absence that fills every letter with palpable nostalgia.
I feel a void around me, an abyss. If I didn't have the consolation of your writing, I feel I would fall into it. Often I fall into absolute silence. People see me absorbed, thoughtful. When I come to, it seems I've been dreaming. Sometimes I fall asleep, then wake with a start and look for you around me, soul. I find only emptiness, eternal emptiness. Many kisses and many other things that you know. A strong embrace, a big kiss like this.
Letters become their only bridge, their lifeline in a sea of loneliness. Caruso writes almost every day, sometimes multiple times daily, describing not only his feelings, but also the difficulties of life as a traveling artist. Anonymous hotel rooms, foreign theaters, the fatigue of rehearsals, the tension before each performance.
Last night I slept little. Thoughts of you kept me awake. I sang with a heavy heart, but the audience didn't notice. Only you can understand how much I miss you. Every applause seems empty without your smile in the crowd.
Before international success, Caruso lived with the anxiety of precarious work and unstable finances. His letters reveal very concrete concerns, far from the image of the star he would become.
I'm afraid, because according to the contract, I must be at the venue on the 5th. Finances are extremely scarce. That's why I'm worried. My blood.
But Caruso's extraordinary voice couldn't remain in the shadows for long. In 1902, he recorded his first discs in Milan, a revolutionary event that would mark the beginning of the recorded music era. Then came the triumph at the Metropolitan in New York, where he would become the most paid and admired artist of his time.
Victory! Unanimous applause. The audience called us back on stage at least 7 times. My future is secured. Finally, we can live without worries.
Success, however, doesn't erase the insecurities of the man. In his letters, Caruso continues to fear critics' judgments, the coldness of certain audiences, homesickness. Fame brings new anxieties, new responsibilities.
Even amid applause, I feel your absence. Fame is nothing without you. I wish you were here to share these moments, to remind me who I truly am when the stage lights go out.
The passion between Caruso and Ada is intense, physical, uninhibited. The most intimate letters reveal a deeply sensual man, capable of expressing desire with the same intensity with which he interpreted the most passionate opera arias.
A million embraces, kisses, little spouses, my life, my life.
But there's also a disarming tenderness. Caruso isn't afraid to show his vulnerability, to abandon the mask of the acclaimed artist to reveal the man in need of love.
When I think of you, I feel a warmth that runs through my entire body. I want to hold you tight, feel your breath close to mine. In moments of solitude, I close my eyes and imagine your scent, your skin, the sound of your laughter that fills my soul.
With the same intensity with which he loves, Caruso suffers. Jealousy becomes a constant torment, fueled by distance and imagination. Caruso's jealousy is often a source of tension in the relationship. In some letters, he apologizes for his suspicions, for unfounded accusations, but he can't contain this devouring feeling that consumes him from within.
Forgive me if sometimes I make you suffer with my fears. It's only because I love you too much, and distance makes me insecure. I imagine other men looking at you, trying to win you over, and I go crazy at the mere thought. I know it's not right, but I can't control this demon inside me.
The story becomes further complicated when Rina, Ada's sister, enters Caruso's life. An emotional triangle that adds new shadows to an already complex relationship.
Don't remind me of the hours and the most beautiful moments of my life. You made me know true happiness, and I dreamed with open eyes.
This romantic entanglement, revealed through cryptic letters and veiled illusions, adds further drama to Caruso's life, already marked by passions and torments. The letters from this period reveal a divided man, torn between conflicting feelings. After 11 years together, 2 children, and countless letters, Ada leaves Caruso for another man. The pain is devastating, and the letters from this period reveal a broken soul.
I feel as if I've lost everything. My voice, my strength, my reason for living. Only music keeps me standing. But even that now seems meaningless.
Caruso takes refuge in work, in increasingly frantic tours, but the wound remains open. Letters to friends and family betray a profound loneliness.
I sing to avoid thinking, but every note reminds me of what I've lost. The audience applauds, unaware of the emptiness I carry inside. Sometimes I wonder if I'll ever feel complete again.
In 1918, when he seemed resigned to a life of solitude, Caruso meets Dorothy Benjamin, a young American from a good family. Despite the age difference, he's 45, she's 25. A deep love is born that will lead to marriage.
My dearest, I love you so much. Dear rich one, I miss you terribly. 3 days without you are an eternity.
With Dorothy, Caruso finds a serenity he thought lost. The letters to Dorothy are more mature, less tormented, but always full of affection and devotion.
With you, I've discovered a new happiness. Different, but no less intense. I hope life grants us many more years together. You entered my life when I believed love was impossible for me, and you rekindled a light I thought forever extinguished.
Caruso's correspondence isn't limited to his loves. He's in contact with the greats of his era, from Puccini to Marconi, from Toscanini to the powers of the nascent recording industry.
Dearest Caruso, I heard about Tosca and Boheme. I think of you and see you in that role. Puccini. Dear Commander, a line to confirm that I'll wait for you tomorrow. Marconi.
This extraordinary collection of letters has brought back to life Caruso's most intimate voice. Not the one that enchanted theaters, but the one that whispered his secrets on paper.
Letters make the recipient and the sender two characters for whom distance is inspiration and to whom separation continuously demands momentum. Two figures from a melodrama. Indeed, the epistolary style is already dramatic in style.
Caruso's letters are also an invaluable historical document. They tell of Italy at the turn of the 20th century, the life of traveling artists, the difficulties of emigrants, the birth of the recording industry that would forever change the world of music. Caruso was the first singer to sell more than 1 million records, to become a global star in an era when globalization was in its infancy. But he never forgot his Neapolitan origins, his deeply Italian identity.
When I sing a Neapolitan song, I hear my mother's voice, the scent of my homeland. No theater, however grand, could ever give me the same emotion.
Today, reading these letters, we hear Caruso's voice not only in theaters or historical recordings, but in the beat of every written word. A man who loved intensely, suffered deeply, hoped eternally. An Italian icon, but above all, a living soul that continues to speak to us through ink and paper. If you want to discover more stories like this, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. Which of Caruso's letters touched you the most? Which aspect of his personality, revealed through his words, surprised you?